All right. Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Book Nice coming at you with the Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast. This is episode 76. I'm your host, Book Nice. I think I said that already. Got my man P with me, Rick Dom. All right. I think this is going to really be a surgical strike this week.
For sure.
we down. We down. I don't know what Fabio had to do, but I don't know. Maybe somebody will swing by and just hang out with us for a few minutes. But yeah. How was your week, fellas?
Week was pretty good. Did a lot of work for me. Mad busy in my place, so I haven't had much time to do anything. But I got a lot of cool shit in that I haven't had time to mess with.
All right, talk about it. What's up? What'd you get?
Yeah. So for my pickups this week, I shipped a pile of loot. I got those like folding robots. Have you actually messed with those, Bug?
No, are these the ones that like they're like kind of bulky and like blue and orange and is that one?
No. That's like Astro something. He looks like a big gorilla, kinda almost.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, no, not
Yeah,
that.
it's not that. It's like they're very small. They're like maybe about like 5 to 6 inches. They're called Robox. It's a 1/12 scale. He like folds into like kind of a rectangle, but he has like a riot shield and stuff like that. They're
Hmm.
pretty dope, dude. They were selling. I'm pretty sure they were selling them at SDCC. But they're I don't know. I don't even know what company does this. Um, but I got
It's a thousand toys,
yeah.
I think.
It's 1,000 toys. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
You know what? I want to get one of those synthetic humans. I
Oh, for
just
sure.
pulled the trigger. Keep seeing them show up in pictures and stuff. Actually, that picture that Johnny took this week was pretty cool.
Nice, nice.
Uh,
Those are super cool. I got three. Like I said last week, anytime I can get like anything that could work as goons for Mega Man, I'm ecstatic because they're never gonna release any Robot Masters for that line. So anytime you can beat up a robot, I'm good. So I got three
no
of
doubt.
those. I got three of those guys. I got my boy Guillermo del Toro in. Rick, I know you got him as well.
You're damn right.
That's the next.
Yeah, it's the one. It's like their bigger line where
Mhm.
he's kind of tall. He's like 7 inches tall, I guess. Um, but I got him, and then
How's he look with Mezco figures? Because I know it's a clothing, right?
yeah, I mean like he's okay. Like unfortunately the cloth on this isn't as detailed as Mezco. Like, for as much shit as we give Mezco, like when they get their soft goods right, they get it right really well, especially in the stitching. But for this specific line with NECA, their stitching can be really hit or miss. Like with their Home Alone figures, their stitching was kind of weird. So I have those in that line, and then I also have the Bill and Ted figures from that line, and the stitching there is kind of weird. But this Del Toro, the stitching is it's not bad. Um,
Mhm.
it
So you're
looks
saying not as refined and as nice as Mezco though, basically.
yeah, kind of, but like it kind of works for this Del Toro figure because he's just wearing all black, and like the black stitching blends into like his black clothes, so it's not as big of you can't notice it that much that the stitching is kind of like fat, if that makes sense, like we see on a lot of 1/12 scale
Mhm.
stuff that has soft goods. Their stitching is kind of fat, but on Del Toro it's not that noticeable, so it's pretty tight. um what else did I get? I got a whole bunch of other shit. I'll probably remember it in a second after one of you guys go.
Rick, you get anything this week?
Yeah, I had that little mini saga at my Target with trying to get that Sauron wave.
Oh shit, explain.
Man, so I on Monday I called my Target and I was like, "Hey man, I know there's nothing there because I bought the last figure the other day." I was like, "So when are you guys scheduled to get another wave in?" I gave him the DPCI and he's like, "Oh yeah, man, we're getting that in Saturday." And I was like, "Oh, sick. Guess who's gonna be there when the fucking doors open? Why oh me?" So so I'm thinking to myself, okay, Saturday, I'm on it. I'm gonna fucking be there an hour early. Only people in front of me is going to be Funko Pops and Hot Wheels. I'm not going to have a problem. It's going to be this is simple dimple, is what I thought. And then on Friday, I was like, let me just double check. Or no, actually on Thursday, I'm like, let me just double check. It's still going to be Saturday. They're not going to hit me with like, oh, it's actually Monday. We don't ship Saturdays, kind of bullshit. So I called on Thursday, and they're like, yep, we're getting them tomorrow morning. And I was like, well, fuck. If I didn't call, I was going to look like a fucking idiot on Saturday. And so they tell me, yeah, tomorrow morning, we're fucking getting a new truck in, and it'll be here. And so I don't know. I kind of don't trust people. I was already told Saturday, so I called him again like right before they closed. And the guy that I actually talked to before they closed was gonna work like a 12-hour shift. He's like, I'm actually gonna be the one unboxing the shipment tomorrow morning. And I'm like, well, fuck. If anybody knows it's gonna be you, and he's like, yeah. So I'm gonna put it out early in the morning. And he even told me, he's like, I'm gonna be here all day, so I'm gonna answer all the phones for the toy department. Call me in the morning if you want before we open, and I'll tell you when I'm gonna open the box.
That's promising you the world.
I was like, whoa, you're shooting out some sick offers, friend. And I was like, all right, not a problem. My target opens at 9. So I was like, calling it at 8. That sounds reasonable. So I call him at 8 in the morning. Ooh, man, that guy's tone changed really fucking fast, man. I'm sure he told the same sob story to every SOB that called. Because he's like, he answers the phone literally, are you calling about those Deadpool figures? And I said, yeah. And he's like, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told everybody else. There's a lot of boxes here, okay? Got a lot to go through. I don't know when I'm gonna get through it. He's like, I'm thinking 10 or 10:30. Call me back, maybe at 10. I'll tell you what's up. And I was just like, oh god, this guy sounds really fucking pissed. And I was like, shit, man, I already know that he's fucking told, like, it's from the way he sounded, it had to have at least been like 10 people that called. So I was like, fuck, man. I got an hour until open. It was like 8:30. And so yeah, I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the most annoying shit ever. And I even think to myself, like, I'm gonna get into a fist fight today. Because I'm gonna go down to that Target, and I'm gonna fucking stand in that toy section until 10 or 10:30 when he finds that box, and I'm gonna take it from his hand. Is what I thought. That's what I thought. So I was like, fuck this, man. I'm gonna seal the deal. I'm gonna make sure nobody tries to pull my plan. I go to my Target at 8:40. Lo and behold, Poncho, these assholes opened up early.
God.
Yeah, I guess they said that there was a big line for some sort of fucking Funko exclusive. And they said that they just made the call to open it up early and get the Funko shit out of the way. And
this
so
is a standalone Target, right?
A standalone Target. And so I'm like, okay, well, shit. I guess I'm not going to be outside waiting for 30 minutes and then inside for an hour and a half. And dude, I walk in, and it was like almost 9 o'clock, and the whole fucking wave is out there on the pegs.
Damn.
And I was just sitting here like, man, this dude was feeding out just false information. He might have fucking opened the box when he was talking to me. He was just fucking feeding out false information. And so I fucking look into the aisle, and I just kind of look around. There's nobody else, and I was just like, what the fuck, man? And I took the 3 figures I wanted. I only wanted Bishop, Omega Red, and Boxer's Deadpool. And I knew everything else I was going to be able to get at a discount at some point, or just get it along down the line. I didn't really want to spend all that money, immediately like that, when I knew it wasn't going to be a problem. And so I took those 3 figures. I'm going down the aisle, and this guy goes, hey! And it's a Target worker, and he's like, so you're who ended up with the Deadpool figures? And I'm like,
me. Fine.
I was like, I guess that's how it ended up. And he kind of scared me for a minute, because he picked one up out of my cart, and he's like, hold on, let me make sure we're actually allowed to sell these.
Fuck you.
I was like,
you got rolled up on.
You sure piece of. I was just thinking to myself, you piece of shit. I'm gonna fucking call whoever I gotta call. My mom was a manager at Target for almost 20 years. So like, I'll fucking wake up my mom and I'll bring her down here. She's gonna hit you with whatever Target code she's got.
Gonna bring the vets in.
Yeah, I'm bringing in true veterans here. And the guy's just like, oh, I guess we are allowed to sell it. Throws it in my cart and walks away.
Oh my god, this guy was. Oh Jesus.
And as I'm fucking I'm in the self checkout scanning the figures, and I kid you not, there's this big ass white guy. Like, I mean, he wasn't necessarily fat, although he was pretty thick. He's just really fucking tall, you know? And he was wearing that fucking X-Men shirt that's at Target right now, and he's fucking booking it to the toy section, and I'm scanning as fast as I can, like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And that's the story of me getting these fucking figures. And then when I get home, somebody hits me up like, "Oh yeah, today's National NECA Rollout Day," and I'm like, "Fuck! I didn't even check the NECA shit." And I just fucking chalk it up to everything's already gonna be gone anyways, and I just didn't end up going back. And besides that saga of the Deadpool figures, I think the only other thing I got this week was Guillermo.
It looks like that this Deadpool is going to be the one that's hard to get from this wave. For one, because it's
the underwear one.
Yeah, and two, because he comes with the head and torso for Sauron. That seems to always be the Build-A-Figure part that's like, I don't know.
Yeah. You know what I was actually going to note too is that they did like the weirdest thing with this wave. I've literally never seen them do this. They give big ass pieces to big characters, and they give small characters small pieces.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Really weird. Fucking Bishop and Omega Red come with huge pieces, and even Boxer's Deadpool comes with basically almost all of Sauron.
Yep.
It's really weird. Usually, they give like X-23 or Lady Deadpool some big piece because they're the female characters, but it wasn't the case. It was really, really odd.
Yeah, I picked up that Deadpool this week too. I was actually pretty happy with the figure. I wasn't really like, originally I didn't care about it because I felt like Marvel Legends was just kind of biting, because Figma had dropped their shit first. But it makes sense. It makes sense for Legends too. It's another way for them to sell a very popular character. So I'm with it.
I know. I'm already looking at it like, man, I'm gonna swap it at the thighs with Namor legs. I'm going to put some other upper torso, and I'm going to get Peter Parker in his boxers.
No doubt.
Heard it here first.
Not a bad idea.
That's right. Now, a quick question. Does the head from the previous Deadpool match the skin tone of the legs?
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure.
It works okay. I swapped it. I swapped the head on and showed it for a brief moment in the video, just a picture of it. But yeah, it works okay. The face is just a little bit lighter than the legs, really, but it works fine though. It looks fine.
Genius.
I did remember what else I got. I got I don't know how I forgot. My SH Figure Arts Infinity War stuff shipped too. So I got Thanos, Iron Man, and Captain America too. So I'm stoked about that. I messed with that Thanos a lot. Who else has a Thanos?
What, the movie Thanos? Marvel Legends?
From SH Figure Arts.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, like the one of his like gauntlet hands is like crazy hard to get off once you put it in the peg.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's unbelievable. I was freaking out like I brought it to work and I was messing with him at my desk and I was like, I can't get this hand out. I'm about to break this damn thing. I was like freaking out, but
and the hand extends out too, right?
Yeah, for the gauntlet, it sure does. Yeah, the range on his regular fist, on his regular like ungloved hand, it's a little weird for me. Like I notoriously like to tuck my fists, and like it's a little hard to tuck fists on there. Like you can do it, but the range of movement isn't as wide as I'd like it to be on that one. But
I like a lot, but I just hate how clean he is, though, man.
Interesting. He looks too fresh, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
he's getting fucked up a little.
Somebody in the comments punch us.
Better than the weird wet seal look that the Legends one has.
Say it again.
I said it looks better than the weird wet seal look that the Legends one has.
Yeah, the Legends one looks like he just took a dip in the pool real quick.
Looks like a California raisin.
Right.
Yep.
Oh
Right.
my God, California. Where's the sunglasses at and a microphone? Because we're gonna get it going.
Somebody put some sunglasses on that guy. I do like his butterfly joints are pretty tight. He got a surprising range of movement with those butterfly joints. Like, whenever I get figures, I know a lot of people have a lot of interesting tests they do with figures to like test the range of movement. I know a lot of cats used to like do this, like see if their figures could do splits and stuff like that. But like whenever I get figures, the first thing I do is I put them in like boxing poses, and like I was really impressed with the Thanos and then especially the Iron Man when it came
Funny.
to
I
putting.
put on a boxing pose too, and I was pretty happy with the way he looked.
Nice, hell yeah, great minds.
About to body that Iron Man.
What's up?
About to body that Iron Man.
Yeah, for real.
If you think about it, he definitely showed his boxing ability in the movie. He fucked up Hulk and Iron Man.
Yeah, he really did.
Throw down.
Truly, yeah. So
Thor didn't want the hands and just went for a shot first. Like, fuck this. I'm not gonna take my chances getting the old 2-piece and having my teeth knocked out.
And then speaking of that, the NECA rollout, my target, as well as a couple other guys in the community, they started like pretty early because I went on like a Thursday, and they had just like all their horror stuff out, and then they had one Godzilla figure out, and it was the Shin Godzilla, and I didn't buy the Monster Art Shin just because there was so much money for a design at the time. I wasn't as warmed up to. Now I love Shin, but like but I picked that up, and that one's good too. So I'm pretty stoked about that. What else are they going to be putting in that? Are they going to be doing everything NECA in that section, Fabio, or like what's
Yeah,
like
it seems like it.
what's the
It seems
selection?
like I mean it's basically a trends section. Like the NECA section is a subset of the trends section. So I think they're gonna try to keep it like kind of current with what's around. I mean I would just expect any like upcoming NECA product to start showing up there. Like for example, I'm looking for the Evil Dead 2-pack there,
Nice.
which is like one of the only things I'm behind on in terms of like being caught up. But I'm not really in a hurry to get it either because all my shit's in storage now. So I'm gonna be choosy for a little bit.
Yeah, notice it's a lot of horror stuff. Like it was probably 80% horror figures at my target, but that was
Mhm.
it may have just been because it was before the official rollout. Funny enough, I had an old coworker that used to work at GameStop, and he's also a manager at Target. And he was at GameStop one day, like I think on Friday. He just stopped by, and I was all like, "Oh shit, how's things going at Target? Blah blah blah. Like, how's that NECA rollout going?" And he's like, "The fuck are you talking about?" I was like, "The NECA rollout. You guys are getting a whole new section full of nothing but NECA toys, and it's right there. It's in your section." He goes, "I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about." And I was like, "Yo, you're fucking fired, dude. Like, what are you talking about?" So stupid.
Manager of what? You are a manager of nothing.
Your Stranger Things like huge aisles about to be cut in half for NECA, and you don't know what we're talking about. That's a pretty
Well,
fucking.
that's fine. It's been the same there forever.
Yeah, that Stranger Things section was pretty. Mine remained untouched for a long time. I don't know what it is about Charleston, well, specifically Mar Target, but nobody was fucking with any of that Stranger Things stuff at all.
Mine was getting a lot of play. Like you couldn't find anything Stranger Things. People keep buying it, and then out of nowhere, people were just like, "Man, fuck this show." And now, like nobody touches anything.
Nobody bought any of the restocks.
Yeah, nobody bought They wanted the new ones. They were like, "Man, we don't want this 11 that doesn't look like 11."
I don't want this 9 or 10. I want an actual 11.
Yeah, what's going on here? And it's weird. Like we're not getting any NECA love right now in the Bay Area. Like I mean, I know that day was National NECA Rollout Day, but it didn't take effect here because I've asked a lot of friends, and I was actually going to say it earlier, but my story was going too long. None of the stores have any NECA products whatsoever. Like nothing, nothing at all. It was nuts. I checked BrickSeek. I called stores. No one had a section up or anything. It's really weird. Like nothing.
I saw that the signs were up in my Target, but I didn't actually go back on rollout day or any day after, so I haven't actually seen if the product is there, but I saw that the space was cleared out for it.
Yeah, maybe mine just gets their inventory this week or the week after because Mike Amsberg actually put up a list of all the DCPI numbers, and
Oh wow.
I started checking every like I'll send it to you too. It's not that clear, but you can see it.
Yeah,
Not all
please
heroes
do.
wear capes.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. The ultimate Chucky, the Pennywise, the Jason, et cetera, et cetera.
I really need that too, and I really need. Honestly, that's like really one of the only things that's out that I really need. Um, I know the Predator stuff would be hitting kind of soon, but yeah, I would just kind of expect it to be kind of to go with the times. Like I know a lot of horror stuff is in your target, but maybe closer towards October, end of September, we might start seeing more horror stuff around other targets. So stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure around Christmas we'll get restocks of Home Alone and Christmas Story and stuff.
Yeah, oddly enough,
rolling out.
I do want those Home Alone ones, so that would be nice to be able to get. Yeah, I sent the
And
image of
Elf
the DPCI list, and
stuff for sure.
it's really not that clear, but you can make it out. I was able to make out everything, and I can only see from one eye, so.
And I was just saying, Elf is going to be coming out this year too.
Oh yeah, the Buddy the Elf. That's going to be really hot, I'm sure, during December.
That's right. I'm sorry, Poncho, were you still going on with your haul?
No, yeah, you can go ahead, man.
Oh, sweet, because I actually have shit to talk about.
Hell yeah.
Well, I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but I moved this week, and I spent all week basically like packing up my house and separating things that were going to go with me to my new place and separating things that were going to go into storage. So like pretty much like 95% of my collection is in storage right now.
Jesus.
I got my like house and my cabinets, like everything is in there just because I don't have like, obviously space for it in my current place. I'm staying with a buddy until we can find a house with some other friends. And so right now I've really only got my Mezcos with me and a couple of articulated icons and the stuff that I got this week, which is my Comic-Con stuff from NECA, which is awesome. So I got that Guillermo too, just like you, Rick. Real
Hell yeah.
nice. Love the box. The box, it's got like a silky smooth feel to it.
Yeah, I made sure to keep it. It's really nice.
I like the
Yeah,
signature
sure.
on the side.
Oh
Right,
yeah, the
right.
signature is really nice.
It's the official Kickstarter of the Guillermo del Toro signature series. So if you're a
Yeah.
completist, have it. You gotta have it.
Of
Boom.
course.
And then I also got the Rick Hawkins from Predator, obviously. Came out good. Paint looks crisp. No wonky eyes. Everything looks good. Haven't opened any of them yet, but we're playing Schrodinger's NECA figures right now. Right now they remain both broken and unbroken at the same time.
You'll never know until you open it.
Right. So, and then finally I got the TMNT set with the diorama, of course. And that diorama is fucking heavy. God damn, that box must be like 10 pounds.
Yeah, I told you that shit was heavy.
God damn! Like I saw that on the SKU it said that the total package was like 17 pounds or something, and I'm pretty sure all of it was on that diorama.
You had ordered directly from NECA, right?
Right. I got it on day one of the pre-order, so no excuse for anyone who didn't.
Oh,
No.
shut up.
No,
You're making a lot of enemies right now.
Eat better at computers. It only took me 6 clicks. Anyway, yeah, I checked my turtles. They came out really nice. I think there's one little QC issue with my Donnie. Kind of has a little almost look like scuff marks on his bandana, but all their eyes and everything are nice and crisp. There's no wonky like last year's set. And they're fucking gorgeous, man. I don't know if you've gotten them in hand, Boog, or anyone else on the panel, but god damn, they look nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing the pictures. I didn't get to mess around with them at all. I am kind of actually a little disappointed that I didn't get one to keep on ice or whatever, or just to have. But yeah, they do look nice. I can't deny that they look good.
Yeah, and the diorama looks good too. I know. We come from a community that has a lot of homemade dioramas and very custom made pieces.
Done.
Lost.
And for entry level, great.
Yeah, you was breaking up a little bit.
Oh, my bad. I'm driving through the valley right now. Anyway, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, I'm waiting for mine to come in. I'm anticipating for it to come in.
I've been regretting heavily that I didn't ask for one of them because they're nice from what I see. That they're like really really nice.
Oh yeah.
I was
I mean,
I
download.
was I was super turned off by Turtles when Playmates was doing their shit for 90s and whatnot, and I had all those figures, and I was just like, man, these are absolute balls. They're terrible. They are Happy Meal toys with articulation. No, thank you. And I fucking sold all of it. And I was just really turned off by the nostalgia of Ninja Turtles. And I saw these pictures and I saw the Dio, and I was like, man, fuck, I should have asked someone for something. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it really is kind of a must-have set. I'm sorry, but as we've heard, and I'm sure.
Yeah, you're totally fucked, but
Yeah.
good
like
luck, loser, but
we might see some sort of PMNT presence at retail from NECA soon, so who knows?
oh man,
Explain that loophole real quick, because it's pretty common knowledge that Turtle stuff from NECA is con exclusive, correct?
Right. That's been the licensing deal so far. And the first year it was like super limited quantities. Second year was slightly more. This past year was the most quantities they've ever done, but it still has to be like restricted. But basically, from what Randy said, he hinted really that there might be some sort of retail presence for only video game and cartoon related product from PMNT.
oh wow.
He was very specific to make that distinction. So we might see maybe like single pack releases of last year's set or even the year before set. You know, the video game set and then the cartoon set from last year. So you know that doesn't necessarily drive down the value of the original set, but you might be able to get them individually now.
Yeah, wow,
Who knows? I mean, I'm just speculating, but from what he hinted at, that and the way that they've handled these kinds of loopholes in the past, I can see that kind of being the way that they get around it.
it'd be sick if eventually they just got the movie stuff too. I mean,
Oh
why
yeah,
not?
for sure.
Why
Slowly
be
but sure. Slowly but surely, dude. I mean, especially now that they have the Target section, I'm pretty sure there's no TMNT section at Target whatsoever from even Playmates.
Yeah, not anymore, no.
So technically, if NECA was to have TMNT product on shelves at Target, it wouldn't compete with Playmates, thus getting around that loophole.
Oh my god.
Who knows? I mean, again, I'm just speculating, but this is kind of, putting two and two together from past experiences.
That's sick.
Right.
Yeah. Same with the whole GameStop partnership. You know, they're doing a GameStop exclusive Pennywise, but there was like a leak SKU or something of PMNT exclusive something from NECA at GameStop, and it was 4 individual like turtles.
Come on,
name.
no head knockers. Come on.
It could be headhunters, yes. You're totally right, but that's what I'm saying.
That would
but
fucking suck.
the clues are there. You just gotta be like Charlie when he's looking for Pepe Sylvia.
Boom.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Carol!
What was that?
Never mind.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Thought she was getting attacked, man.
Man, Fabio was paying attention to the road. He just got into it on the valley, man.
Imagine if he just got killed on the podcast.
Pulled out a tire iron.
That Jeepers Creepers guy is not giving up on Fabio.
I got my tire iron here. I'm good.
Oh my god.
Billy, did you get anything?
All right.
So this that's everybody's pickups for this week.
Correct.
Yeah, I didn't really say shit, but yeah, I got the Deadpool and I got a couple more multiple mans, and I got the Mayfex Harvey Dent Two-Face, yeah, and I think that was all that I got this week. Maybe no, I'm lying. I got the Dora Milaje custom heads for my Dora Milaje army from my man Alex Garcia. And I got one more thing. Oh, shout out to my man Adam Smith. God damn it! I got the fucking Berserk Void figure.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, that was great. He got it from I guess a discount store down in VA.
Lincoln and Charles, huh? Right?
Yeah, yeah, we don't have them over here in New York and shit.
It's
But yeah,
like book off.
okay.
Literally just like
Yeah,
book off.
So yeah, it was marked down a little bit under retail, which was even better. And yeah, man, I completed my God hand, and yeah, I was really happy about that. I had no clue that all of those boxes actually for all of the figures, for all of the God figures were pretty large, but the Voids box was fucking huge, man. I didn't even realize how big that box was. Yeah, that was all I got this week. That was a lot of shit.
you got my package too, though, right?
Um, what'd you send me?
The
Oh
the
shit,
Killmonger
yeah.
pack.
Damn, I forgot about that. Yeah, and Fabio sent me the Ross and Killmonger 2 pack, and I used the Ross a couple of times in a couple of displays already. Um, but both of those figures were actually really nice. The Killmonger is really, really nice.
Is that a
Um,
Target exclusive or no?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Where'd you get that, Fabio? Your comic shop?
I think no, I got it at Target, so I think it is exclusive.
Yeah.
I
I
really
traded
want that.
Fabio. I traded Fabio for Vision and Scarlet Witch 2 pack, and he sent me that. I didn't buy any of the figures from the 10th anniversary line yet.
Yeah, they just put it up at my Target, and I passed on the Mark III Iron Man, I think it is. Mark VI, maybe.
7.
Yeah, the one from Avenger. Yeah, they had it, and I passed up on it, but it looked nice.
That's the Mark 7. Yeah, it looks pretty good. But yeah, I haven't bought any of those figures. I see that the shout out to my man Elvis. I see one of the videos that he put up. I think it was the I don't know if it was the 3 pack or whatever. Got like 70 fucking K views on that shit. It's fucking Shartimus numbers. I was like,
Yeah.
well,
He's putting in work for sure.
yeah, no doubt. Shout out to him.
Wow, this is the rebirth of Elvis. God.
Pretty
It has
much.
not left the building.
Yeah, I told him that the other day. I was like, "Man, good job for you, man. Consistency." Because I was yelling at him like a month or so back, and because he would just do like the build a figure from one of the waves and not do the regular figures and shit. I'm like, nah, man, you got to slow roll this shit out. Do the regular figures, do the build a figure last, and like that way you have content every day. And he's been on that shit every day, so good for
You
him.
know, I told people years ago when we were doing the show, like, the reason why, seemingly out of nowhere, Glenn Webb was getting so many views when he was alive and uploading videos was consistency.
Yeah,
Guy was uploading every single day some sort of review, whether it was looking through a character's figures throughout like 10 years or it was
We got
reviewing a wave.
evolution.
even if it was only like a 1 minute or 2 minute video, but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Right. And timely too. He had him on a schedule. At a certain time every day, you could expect a Glenn Webb video.
No
Yeah.
doubt. Yep.
No shenanigans.
He cracked the code for
To
sure.
just book to add on to the Legends Hall that you got. My comic shop actually got both waves, Apocalypse and Sauron.
Mm.
But the guy who usually holds the figures for me was on vacation, so when they came in, they didn't hold case for me.
Uh-oh.
So they had a bunch of individual ones on the pegs, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm not in a hurry to get them. Just order another case for me of each, and then put them on hold. And then the same guy before he went on vacation also held for me the Defender set because I figure I'm just gonna get it. It's a nice looking train set, and at this point, I might as well just like round out my MCU.
Wow.
But yeah, that's it. I'll have those coming in too.
Before we move on to the next topic, I wanna give an update on something I got the other week.
Oh my God.
I think I talked about it, but like I got the Mezco Batman vs Superman, and I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but on the Mezco Facebook group, I posted a topic because the figure I got was actually kind of dirty, and I was a little pissed off.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, albeit I got it at a deal, I used the coupon, but like the photos that they had on the eBay listing were kind of strategically a little blurry and like kind of washed out. And I pulled the trigger on it, but I was also at the same time afraid that I was getting a bootleg too, because it was hard to hard to like make out the details and stuff. And I know the easiest way to tell if you got a bootleg of Mezco stuff is the detail in the face, primarily for Superman as well. So I got it in, and luckily it wasn't a bootleg, but like his soft goods were like mad dirty. I was pretty upset. So like I messaged the seller, and I was like, "Hey man, I just wanna know like is there a specific reason that you didn't disclose that the soft goods were like super dirty, or or did you have a couple and you sent me the wrong one or whatever?" And like he was just like, we just got this huge like lot from this collector, and I didn't even take him out of the box, and then I guess I just didn't notice that he was dirty in the box, standard stuff. And I was like, all right, man, like he's like, if you want to return it, go ahead and return it. And I was like, I know like I know returning stuff is a big hassle, especially on eBay with like fees and stuff. And I was like, what would you offer to work out? He's like, well, I could do a partial refund for sure. And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. So I got partial refund on that. And then like I posted in the Mezco group if anybody had tips for cleaning soft goods. A lot of guys came out of the woodworks with a lot of great tips. Some guys just said basically like hot water. Some guys said baby wipes and stuff like that. So I tried all that stuff and I got him pretty clean. He's looking really good. And then I posted like a quick like on the table of him like flying past my Mafex Flash, and then shout out to my friend My Figures on Instagram. He messages me and he's all like, "Yo, where'd you get that cape for that Superman?" And I was like, I got it with my Superman. He's all like, "Well, I've never seen a cape like that, like so and so and so." I was like, "Oh, it's the Mezco Superman. Like this is the cape that comes with the Mezco Superman. It's whatever. It's no big deal." And he's like, "Which Mezco Superman?" And I'm like, at first I was like, I know this guy is smart. Like he's into Superman figures. Like his like Instagram feed is like all great Superman figs. Like, and he has the Mezco Superman. I was like, it's the Mezco Superman, dude. Like every Superman is gonna come like this, I assume. And he's like, "No, dude, that's not it. Like you have a wire cape on your Mezco Batman vs Superman figure. Where did you get that cape?" And like it dawned on me, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I guess like the guy I bought this from, like the collector that sold it to this guy with the eBay page, he like customized it and put like a wire in the cape. And like I felt like such an asshole because I was like like busting this dude's balls over like the figure being a little dirty, where lo and behold I got like a pretty sought after custom like putting wire in the cape. So yo, that guy, if you sold this to me on eBay, I know you're listening. I'm sorry for being such an asshole.
You got a one-of-a-kind collector's item, and you're over here looking for partial refunds, friend?
You got a one there, Poncho.
Yeah, like I was so like when I opened them up, I was like, oh, at first, like in hindsight, I was like, this thing's kind of dirty. I was like, oh, this sucks. I was like, but at least it has at least it has like piping in the K. That's pretty cool. And then like when I had that conversation with My Figures, I was like, he was like, yeah, man, the only Mezco that has piping in the cape is Shazam. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, you're right, dude. So that's it.
And Black Adam too.
Oh, Black Adam, yeah, you're right. So that's my my little story.
That's fucking tight, dude. I love that. I like Superman a lot, actually. That's one of my favorite Mezcos, to be honest.
He's surprisingly really good. The photos do him. I think this is like the biggest like culprit of the photos don't do him justice, because like the detail, especially in the paint and his face, like unless you're shooting with like a DSLR or something, it's hard to capture that, honestly. But enough with that.
Did you know his heat vision face glows in the dark?
No shit, you're lying.
Yeah, dude.
Poncho's like, fuck this podcast, I'm gonna go check.
Turn off the lights right now.
I heard
Turn off these lights. Put on some Jodeci and let's see if this shit glows in the dark.
Yeah, so that's basically it. I know next up on the topic list we have the unboxing show, which will
topping
smoothly
list, pepperoni and pineapple.
What's up?
I said topping list and I said pepperoni and pineapple.
The best, right?
And you want to divide the community.
Okay. You thought people were on Fabio's ass for NECA. Get ready for that pineapple comment.
Yeah, pineapple.
About to get dragged.
This is my hill to die on.
Hey, I'm up there with you, Fabio. I'm a pineapple on pizza enthusiast as well.
I was gonna say
So-
I don't know what it is with ham and pineapple, but it's like such a common thing. Mexicans always order on pizza. Whenever I'm here at my house, I'm asking my family, "What do you want on your pizza?" It's almost always pineapple and ham.
The
So
juxtaposition of sweet and salty.
I never knew people thought that was like crazy. So when people start saying, "Who the fuck puts pineapple on pizza?" I was like, "Oh my god, every Mexican you know."
Yeah, speaking of things Mexicans do, peanuts in peanuts in beer and peanuts in Coke. Tried that for the first time in my life this week.
How was that? I saw those pictures.
Yo, peanuts and Coke, that is shockingly good. I can't believe how good that is.
The Coca-Cola. Like it's inside the Coke.
Yeah, literally.
So
You
like,
just put peanuts in your Coke.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like unshelled peanuts, like salted peanuts, but like you don't let them sit
Right.
there for like an hour. Like you just put them in and then you take a swig, and it's great. It really balances out how sweet Coke is, especially Pepsi, because Pepsi is way sweeter than Coke in my opinion. But like it really balances it out, and then like you get like the crunch of the peanut after you take that swig of Coke, and it's good, man. Like when I like shout out to Diego because we were talking about it as well. But like when I first saw, I tried it out because I saw like a trending video on Facebook, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, who is doing this bullshit? Like, and then like I had peanuts on my desk, and then I went into my fridge and I got a Coke, and I was like, you know what? I'll try it out. And you know what? I'm a believer, just like Smash Mouth.
Damn. Let's get some Shrek going in this bitch. Oh my god, not to interrupt you, but Jesus Christ, if you guys can, you guys should look at the picture that Punker Mike just posted on Plastic and Paint and how his Target fixed his toy aisle. Jesus Christ. Looks like a Kmart.
Oh yeah, I'll check that out.
It's like 2 feet across.
Real quick, since we're talking about Shrek, have you guys seen the video where it's the entire Shrek movie, but every time he takes a step, it speeds up 5%?
Oh my god, no, I haven't seen that. But
I gotta look this up after the B movie.
yeah, all those genre of memes are so funny. Every time so and so this happens, it's so.
Every time someone in the B movie says the word B, it speeds up.
I love Hey Ya, the song Hey Ya, but every time they say all right or yeah, it speeds up.
Oh god, so great.
Oh my god.
By the time it gets to all right, the last like 30 seconds of the song go by in a millisecond.
That's fucking incredible. I'm gonna have to look all this shit up when we're done.
Yeah. This is the A.C.B.A. podcast, keeping you fresh on the dank memes.
Yeah, for sure. All right, okay. A little off topic. Boog,
Move that coin back up.
I know. Explain what's going on with A.C.B.A.'s presence in the unboxing show.
Oh, okay. So that's out in Mexico City. Yesterday, our admins, Cappy, was out there, and he got a booth for A.C.B.A. and one of his buddies out there built this huge diorama. We got some pictures. I guess we could show some pictures, but they're gonna show up on the A.C.B.A. Instagram too. But yeah, one of his boys built this huge diorama. He had a little partnership going with one of the really popular cosplayer chicks out there, and they did it up, man. They did their thing and rep for A.C.B.A. And they put together a big display, and they had a little workshop where people could come and get like a quick like verbal tutorial and look at it. And the booth was popping, man. A lot of people tagged the A.C.B.A. Instagram that were there in Mexico City, and we got a lot more followers on Instagram. And it was cool just to kind of show our international chops. And shout out to Cappy for quarterbacking that situation pretty much on his own. He went and got a big poster printed out. He coordinated that. I mean, he did everything pretty much. I mean, I was there for support, but it wasn't really much shit I could do from here except give the green light for him to just show out, and that's what he did, man. So shout out to him, Mexico City. It was a great response, and we get Cappy does a lot of the editing on the A.C.B.A. fan page on Facebook, as far as like when we put stuff up in Espanol, and when people who don't really speak English as a first language send us questions and stuff like that, he'll answer the questions sometime. And so yeah, man, he's a pretty integral part of our international presence, at least.
Cappy is the fucking man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's not ever let anybody get that confused.
Sure. I'm showing the diorama right now, the booth.
Yeah, no doubt. So
Mr. Mexico himself doing it up.
So yeah, they had some mezcos there, and a lot. It was a lot of people that was interested in the shit. Like, oh, all right, this is cool, man, and that's what it's about, man. Just getting people interested in the wave, and yeah, 9 times out of 10, once people see the Instagram or just see Instagram in general, and see how much toy photography is out there and how serious people are taking this shit, it boggles their mind every single time. I keep a display up in my office at work and shit too. So anytime anybody comes into my office, and then I'm like, yeah, check us out on Instagram. They always come back to me. They always come back and we're like, yo, wow, that's the crazy stuff you guys are posting on your Instagram.
I'm about to do the same shit too.
Yeah.
It was funny. One time, one of my family members came into my house, and they saw my DTOFs, and they're like, I kid you fucking not. This guy was like, you know what you need to check out, bro? And I was like, what? He's like, you should check out this Instagram page called A.C.B.A. Oh my God. I was like, oh.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I did for a second, and then I was like, hold on, let me show you this really sick hat and shirt I just brought. And then I pulled out my A.C.B.A. hat and shirt, and I was like, what do you think? He's like, oh my, you know them? I was like, man, I am them. What? And he was like, oh, no fucking way, man. I was like, you think I have all these toys? I don't know who A.C.B.A. is. You see a dial right there? This is a coincidence?
This is a game?
You think this is a motherfucking game? Our paths never crossed. How did that actually go through your mind?
Yeah, we got to get some pins going, actually, man. That seems to be the new wave right now, huh?
Yeah. My sister literally came up to me the other day, and she's like, I know you know a lot of shit about fashion. Where do I find pins? I was like, what?
We need to hop on some enamel pins for sure.
Or
the process isn't difficult.
There was a lot of that at the no, it's not. There was a lot of that at SDCC this year, and like expensive ones too. A lot of like designer pins.
Oh man, here's a little industry insider. The guy that owns Udon Comics spent almost like $800 in 2016 on buying pin blind bags. Hey, they won't let me buy pins anymore. Can you go over there and try to buy some? I was like, bro, you don't need that fucking pin. No, I just need the variant. He's upside down.
I'm looking at we got sidetracked for a second, but I'm looking at other shit that people tag me in on Instagram from the unboxing event, and Cappy like literally did like a PowerPoint display, like a PowerPoint.
Oh my God.
I'm looking at the video right now and shit. Yeah, I gotta post all of the stuff up on the Instagram in the next 24, 48 hours or whatever. But they literally did a presentation, and people are literally sitting in rows and like listening to the fundamentals of A.C.B.A. So that's
so sick, man.
It's on Instagram.
It's in the they tag me in the story. I think this is the dude who built the diorama, if I'm not mistaken.
What's the name? Give him
his name is Yama Duroro. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Y-A, M as in Mary, D as in David, U-R A-R-O. YAMADURARO. That's his Instagram handle.
Guy in a Deadpool hat, huh?
Yes.
All right, hold on. I got him pulled up.
There you have it. So yeah, man, that's pretty interesting. It brings a thug tear to my eye.
Thug tear.
Yeah.
And you said it's in his story, right?
Well, because add this to your story. Yeah, it was his story. Yeah.
All right, I'm screen sharing now. He has a lot of cool shit from the con, actually. A lot of displays.
You know what? Cappy has sent me a picture that he took with Pixel Dan was out there. He took a picture with Pixel Dan. He said when Pixel Dan saw him, he immediately recognized his shirt and said, "What's up?"
Pixel Dan is like the nicest guy, by the way.
Yeah, he's a real nice guy.
People love to hate on that guy, but he's like the nicest dude.
Just a funny sounding motherfucker, but he's definitely a nice dude.
Yeah, he's a family man. Don't get it confused. He's a family man.
He's cool. He said what's up to me in San Diego and shit too. But he goes to obviously to like every fucking event. He's out there hustling.
Oh
so.
yeah, that dude goes everywhere.
For sure. He is out there.
I'm getting a call.
Oh, shit.
Man.
Take the call.
Did you guys fucking mention Pixel Dan?
Oh man. Yeah, there's some pretty tight shit at this con. Got the Hulkbuster. Which Hulkbuster is this?
And you know what? I was confused. I thought that the unboxing event was where they announced these legends too, but it wasn't, right? It was a different event in Mexico, right?
Ooh, I don't know. I assume the same thing as well, Bug.
I'm confused. Maybe we need to ask Todd. See you around.
He's out here in the cut somewhere. So
Spoke to him earlier. He's working on a news video. He was waiting for some more details.
yes, he sure was.
But yeah, this weekend too. I don't know if this was on the agenda or not, but this weekend we mentioned this, or I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, that Hasbro had showed their events for like the next few months throughout the rest of the year, like the events that they would be at. And I said that you could tell that they held off on showing everything at SDCC so that way they could unveil things at all of these other events that they were going to. It doesn't make any sense for a tour and not having something cool to reveal at those other locations. So sure enough, they were in Mexico this past weekend. And again, I'm not 100% sure if it was the same event or not, but they unveiled a couple of things. One of you guys want to pull up those pictures?
Where should I? Probably Toy Arc, huh? You think?
Yeah, I would say Toy Arc probably has it.
You talking about the 3 reveals they did the other day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could just send them to you right now in the chat. I have them on my cellular device.
Yeah, they were pretty. The pictures came out, like somebody's personal pictures or whatever the case may be, and like very soon after, Hasbro Pulse just put up the official images too. So
I just sent you the official images, Pancho.
Okay.
yeah, it looks like they were unveiling some stuff at the unboxing convention too. I don't know. Maybe it's
it was at an unboxing convention. I'm looking at the story right now.
All right, so there we have it. So
it's the very same.
All right, so very same event that Cappy held us down at. This is Living Laser and who was that? Darkhawk and a Kree Sentry. So the Kree Sentry is going to be the builder figure for the Miss Marvel wave, and yeah, pretty interesting, man.
I'll pull these pictures up if we want to talk shop about these guys real quick.
Yeah, no doubt.
Nuts and Coke. This is not. This is not what I thought it was.
Coke, but
He's just not Coke in the high.
All right, we got Living Laser right here. Correct? I'm not familiar with this guy. What's this?
Absolutely Living Laser. Man, he looks so good too. I hope the final product turns out like that.
Is this a modern take on the character, or this is classic? I don't even know.
No, it's more modern.
Okay.
And he's on the fucking on the Sunfire body, which is dope.
Butterfly joints.
Yes, cool. Butterfly joints. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting design. And this is sort of like a C-list kind of guy, but somebody that's been around for a long time. Classic.
Never had a figure previously besides MU, so this is dope.
Yeah, word. So that's pretty cool. And those hands.
What's his background like? I noticed some people talking about they're excited for this guy because he has something to do with Kree. Or no?
No, that's the Kree. That's the Kree Sentry.
Oh damn! I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I'm going to the wiki. Let's see.
Let's take a look.
Arthur Parks is a fictional character, supervillain appearing in American comics, published by Marvel Comics, created by Stan Lee and Don Heck. Character made his first appearance in Avengers number 34 in 1966. Arthur Parks started out as a scientist that invented small wrist-mounted lasers and used them for criminal pursuits. At one point, he was a member of the Lethal Legion, and at another point, he was poised to take over the world due to his possession of the Serpent Crown, but is foiled by the Avengers. At one point, it appears that the living laser exploded in space, but in reality, his body was transformed into photon form, making him an actual living laser. All right, there we have it. Abilities: gifted research scientist, genius level intellect, miniature laser implants, energy absorption and projection, invisibility via light refraction, illusion generation, limited telepathy, three-dimensional holographic image creation, ability to achieve solidification, and travel at light speeds. All right, so he's pretty powerful.
This guy, basically, the only reason he gets beat so easily is because he's written that way. When you know his powers and stuff like that, he's like pretty fucking impossible to stop. He's just written to be much easier to stop, because in reality, there should be like really no reason this guy should be beat besides like some sort of technological contraption that was created to specifically house him or something.
Right. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So Living Laser. Let me see what other team affiliations. Yeah, this is somebody that I was aware of, but I didn't really know it's not like totally new to me. Wasn't it? Was he in the old Avengers game? Was he one of the villains in the old Avengers game, the old arcade game?
I would not be surprised.
But yeah, so Living Laser, that's cool. I guess I guess he's going to be part of an Avengers wave in 2019. I think that was what they said.
Yeah.
But, I guess Todd will have all that information when he puts out his video later.
Next up is Nighthawk, isn't it?
Yep.
Nighthawk, classic character, part of the one of the original Defenders teams. And you see that Bucky cap mold there. So
coming at you.
But
you retire that? Absolutely not.
It's cool to get this guy. I guess another sort of like B-lister, but again, he was part of a premier Defenders team with Hulk and Doctor Strange and those guys and shit. So
he's also Squadron Supreme, so you could put him with your what's his name?
What?
That one figure, I can't fucking remember his name.
Hyperion.
Hyperion. Boom. There you go. Man, I'm almost shocked. I could have sworn Living Laser was in the Masters of Evil, but it's not listing him as such. I don't know why I thought he was.
Don't put it in the fridge, leave both of them.
There you have it.
Sorry about that. I was getting a beer.
I was about to say, Boog is really shocked too.
I'm shocked that we almost busted the beer open and left it in the freezer.
Yeah. And last from that reveal is this Sentry.
That Mega Man Robot Master.
Pretty much,
right?
He's looking like an Asian robot. I'm a racist. So.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Rick's about to get dethroned.
Definitely not getting any sponsors. So
your video has limited or no sponsorship due to the
We've disabled ad revenue on your video.
We've disabled ad revenue on this video.
I don't know. I'm not really like blown away by this shit, but I don't know. I could see when you got three of them and you got some actual Creed dudes in the front and whatever. You know, we're gonna get the classic sort of Captain Marvel Creed look or whatever, which you could probably army build and whatever, and we'll have like a new age sort of Kree soldiers, and then to have these sentries behind them would be pretty cool. I guess I'm just not. I don't know. I don't really like the design right here. I want to look up some other images of the Kree sentry.
Yeah, it's so weird. When I saw this thing, I just looked at it and I was like, "Oh my god, this looks like it should be Crimson Dynamo." He's even got the ports on his hands. And
he looks so like there's no love, there's no soul in this figure.
Right.
Yeah, this is like just such a people were like, hey, what big people is Miss Marvel associated with that we've never made before? The Kree has a robot. And they were like, oh, sick, let's do that.
Yeah, I was hoping for the images that I'm seeing. They look more menacing and like cooler. Like, I guess it's just the head sculpt that looks kind
That
of.
sculpt looks dorky.
Dude, he literally, I kid you not, he looks like somebody on Tumblr's Robot Masters creation from Meg. That's exactly what he looks like.
It looks like they were going with a more sort of classic look for the head at
Yeah.
least.
I noticed the same thing as well. Some guys in chat are saying it looks like he doesn't have a waist cut either. This thing is
It's at the upper
Wow.
abdomen. Yeah, he has no weight cut. It's just the crunch that's going to serve as a swivel up
I
top.
don't like that, how it looks so slimming. Like, he's supposed to be broad all the way across, like, according to what I'm looking at. Like, that looks like he's got a waist trainer on or some shit.
Purchase this waist trainer with my 30% off code, sexy flex.
He's drinking flat tummy tea and shit. And
The gummy bears that make your hair grow better.
He's got his Instagram rocking. He's got
Fashion Nova, get ready.
Oh, man. I'm even looking at old still from the Fantastic Four cartoon, the old one, and it looks pretty similar to what they were trying to do here. I don't know, like you said, Pete, they didn't put the love into this one, man.
Yeah,
they
this is
I say this in the group all the time when somebody like just needs to put a little more time into the picture. They needed like 20 more minutes of TLC on this shit.
And you can kind of tell, like, they probably did so little for this guy just because they want to reuse it for something else later.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't want to give him anything defining to fuck up the fact that they want to use this at another time, whether it be a mini ass Sentinel or it be a Crimson Dynamo or it's something along those lines. Like that, you could just tell that they wanted this to be just as plain and general as possible.
Their bones.
Boom. Bonies.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. Like, whenever I get a figure and like like I can't put his arms more than 90 degrees, that's kind of like a red flag. There's no waist cut, that's kind of a red flag. There's not a deep ab crunch, that's kind of a red flag. And this guy is like,
the only thing this guy has going for him is that for some reason they were like, let's give him double jointed knees, but nothing else.
Yeah. It's weird, super weird. So apparently that Living Laser had a Marvel Universe figure earlier.
Yes, indeed. So did Nighthawk. It's like they copy MU, which I'm more than happy with, by the way. No complaints here. I'll fucking take. Yeah. It's funny. Somebody was saying somewhere on PNP that those Nighthawk fists are going to be easy Bone Claw Wolverine repaints.
Oh yeah, I can see that 100%.
Keeping it real bony.
Bone Boys.
Worldwide.
Collective.
Bone Boys Collective.
You linked this too. This has this Star Wars reveal. What's going on with this, Rick?
This is a Mud Trooper disguised Han Solo from the Han Solo movie. This is another thing they revealed. They revealed some 3 3/4 inch Leia, but we don't do that here. Come on.
Hey, you know what? Did I don't want to get off of this, but just a quick sidebar. Did any of you guys order the SHF Princess Leia? That went up like quietly.
I didn't even know that went up.
Yeah,
Shit, me either.
Check the site because I was bugging. I had just accidentally went on the site and I saw that shit and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I just
that makes sense. The Bondi drop for this month must have just passed because they always do it at the beginning of the month. So it would make sense. I'm gonna look this up right now live. You hear my reactions live
and unedited.
Wow.
I was bugging. I was like, nobody said anything about this shit. I didn't. Nobody said anything in Plastic of Pain or nothing. I was like, whoa.
No. Wow, this looks really good.
Where are you looking? Are you on Ami? Where are you
Yeah,
at?
Ami, it's damn right.
I
But
gotta, I gotta delete my cookies for Ami Ami.
before you share that picture though, this actual design for Han Solo looks pretty cool. I will say it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks really good. And like it's always good when something can double as a trooper too. Never complain when something like that happens.
No doubt.
Oh, SHF getting their A.C.B.A. on.
Oh shit! Link me.
Yeah, in the gallery they made a movie poster with all the figures.
Let's see.
Link me that
Oh.
shit.
Oh man, what's going on here? I'm gonna put this link in our little chat. You can all check it out. Boom. There you go. Signed, sealed, and sent your way. Yeah, at first I was like, okay, it's just a movie poster. And I was like, oh shit. And I love how their figures don't have like the golden hair that they gave Luke on everybody else's figure. This is like a really toned down brown.
On the Mafex freaking Two-Face, they gave him the fucking gold ass hair. So weird.
With Japanese companies and gold hair.
And you know
This
what?
is a DVD, man. What's going on?
This Leia looks really good, but it doesn't look like Carrie. What's her name? Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, it looks like an animated version of Carrie Fisher.
It looks good though. Like I like the way it
looks really good. Looks great.
But the likeness is definitely not there though. 100%.
Got that side eye. You got that, whatever.
That's the last one we need to complete our sort of like core rebel squad.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the last piece of the puzzle right there. Boom. Yeah, that poster down there. Really.
Let's take a look. Oh,
kind of annoying that he doesn't have the gold hair. Like, okay, so you get the nice hair color.
They tried it.
Why don't you give that gold paint? Give us a variant in the DBZ line. We'll take gold hair.
Yeah, let's get some super battle variants. Yeah,
Fuck
old ass like 4 points of articulation super battle figures that always had metallic gold hair.
Let's do it. Sign me up,
dude. I think down the line they're gonna do that. Like when
they'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, when they get to the end, they can just get some more money out of every single Saiyan mold they have with metallic hair.
Every single mold previous.
I think the face is a little off. Maybe something will get fixed before now, but between now and release. But I don't know when's it saying the release date is.
For this, it's saying December this year.
Oh, December, really?
Pretty soon.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Oh my god!
Pixel Dance coming for you. Pick up the damn phone, Rick. I'm done playing.
Hey, Rick, you're talking shit. I was like, oh my god. Pixel Dan.
Pixel Dan could be like a serial killer in a movie or some shit with that kind of like.
Oh hell yeah.
Someone just do like a dark edit, like a dark cut of like all his B-roll of him.
Yeah, like his really big smiles. Oh my god, what's happening?
Well, what?
Put your shit on silent.
Somebody needs to Photoshop this onto Jack Nicholson's body.
Yeah, for sure.
Pixel Dan.
Dan,
so
if
many
you're listening.
Big smiles he had. You can get a real Joker looking sadistic smile from him in any of his videos.
No question. All right.
Cerrone Games Go is fucking ruthless. That Leia looks like Adam Driver. Jesus Christ. You mean bastard.
Unreal.
Jesus.
I'm wondering, because this is not going to be the last Leia that we get from SHF, so.
Absolutely not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's cool to have the body.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe,
because they might do another release of her where she'll have, really like just another outfit maybe, and then or they'll just knock it out of the park with the likeness, and then it'll be easy.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking because they didn't nail it, but they've been doing very well with because all of the Star Wars characters, or a good majority of them, are like heavily robed and shit. They've been doing good with those sort of bucks, though. Like
Yeah.
like just you know.
For sure. Corona Games again. Pixel Dan could be a villain in a Goosebumps book. God. So great.
We got mad mean material coming out of here.
For sure. All right, okay. Let me pull up that dice One Punch. I know a lot of people were bugging about that.
Oh, the one that just dropped?
Yeah, the one that just went up.
Well, wait, is it shipping already or no?
I got my shipping notification. So supposedly it's shipping. Let me check real quick to see if it's a real tracking number or just give us a second and then we'll update you with real tracking shit. AliExpress is so funny with that shit sometimes. My Ginyu has had a fake tracking number for months. That makes sense. We'll touch on that as well.
Right.
So what do you think of that One Punch book?
Shipping that the Ginyu dudes.
The Ginyu, so nothing official, but from what people are saying, within the next week or two, and he should be shipping. Emphasis on should.
Okay.
We'll see from there. So, we got One Punch in the building.
So for those that don't know, the only other One Punch and this sort of scale, well, this scale is actually a little larger than true 6-inch, right? It's like a 7-inch scale, right?
Yeah, but Rick actually shed some pretty interesting light on that as well.
But anybody that doesn't know, there was a Figma version of One Punch Man released that was pretty good, but people hated the cape.
Yeah.
And it didn't have enough expressions. I think that was the other gripe too, right?
Yeah, it had like just two expressions, and that was really it. Kind of it was kind of whack. Like, hold on, I'm trying to get the right window up. Technical difficulty. But yeah, that old One Punch, on the Figma body, a lot of people, myself included, believed that one worked really well for his just like casual, like, so if you're not familiar with One Punch, like the main character Saitama, like he's like a very monotone, just like easygoing kind of guy. But like when he gets serious, the entire art style of his character changes. Like whenever he's like normal, all of his art style, he's drawn like very soft. He has very rounded, like softer edges and stuff like that. But whenever he gets super serious, his art style changes to like heavily inked sometimes, but more primarily sharper angles and more dynamic angles, the way he's drawn. But the Figma Saitama that came out, I got him up right here. A lot of people, myself included, like I was saying earlier, he works really well for his normal, just regular Saitama. But like whenever you put like the serious face on him, it doesn't really work. It just looks like a kind of, it almost looked like a half attempt at like a serious face. You could tell that, for me at least personally, when they were releasing it, you could tell like almost they just wanted to make this just strictly a normal Saitama, and not have him include any serious faces, and they would wait for a second release for nothing but serious faces. Just because of his body mold is just it's just super loose. It's not tight at all. You can really see it in this picture right here with the serious face. His body just doesn't express the serious Saitama at all. But the Dawson one right here is almost the complete opposite. He's on like that that pseudo SH Figure Arts Bodycoon mold, and he works really well for the serious face. I think so. What do you think, Bug? I know you weren't really big into that Figma figure at all. Does this interest you even slightly more?
I don't know. I don't really like the way the pelvis area looks, even though it is that sort of kind of body coon look. I don't know. Just for some reason, it looks better when it's blank than it does when it's actually painted and done up and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I know
But
exactly what you mean. Yeah.
I like the options. I like the bag. I like the faces, and you know they give them the different art styles and shit, like you said. But I don't know. I don't know. Before I would spend on this, I would just get the hundreds of different heads that they're going to put out for the DBZ figures. To be honest.
Right. Well, that's a different company altogether.
Okay, it's just through the same website though.
Yeah. So this is the same company that put out that Tom and Jerry that you weren't really fucking with.
Got you. Okay. Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of how the body looks. It still looks kind of awkward for this day and age where we are right now, as far as the crazy advancements that they're making with figures and making them look really streamlined and really official. This still looks kind of dated to me a little bit.
An interesting thing to point out is let me see if I can find them. This company actually burst onto the scene late last year with these slam dunk figures. And one of the most notable things about these slam dunk figures that Rick can also back me up on is like the soft goods that they have on it. And the soft goods are really great on these slam dunk figs. And then the fact that they would do soft goods on this but not soft goods on the One Punch cape is troubling.
I've returned. It makes no sense.
Right? Like it makes absolutely no sense that they wouldn't. That would be the one thing, because like when it seems like this company, they're really trying to make their way in like this niche market of like just putting out figures that don't really have counterparts, like Slam Dunk, Tom and Jerry. They don't have like good articulated counterparts. But like with this One Punch, it's a different story because Figma, like a very highly acclaimed company, already has a One Punch, and you would think that they do everything in their power to not only make a better mold but separate it as far from Figma as possible. And you would think that they'd put soft, especially if they have a foot in the door with good soft goods.
Yeah, the pictures that I've seen people take with these have been pretty damn cool. And again, some nice accessories. You know, I'm stupid. I'd get it just for the fucking basketball type. You know, I'm dumb like that. So.
Oh, not only would you get it for the basketball, but they all come with Jordans.
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually a couple people like that I've seen tried to sell them without feet. Yeah, I got the slam dunk figures, no feet. Don't ask.
Don't ask.
How easy to detach the feet is it actually?
It's easy. Not as easy as a Figma because they're really like just like tubes in a socket, but easy enough.
That's like some hot water. You're golden.
Yeah, they're really good figures. So in that sense, I'm not worried about the Dasein One Punch Man Saitama, but at the same time, it's like Pancho said, if they never did any cloth pieces, I would understand and I wouldn't expect it. But they're known for the fact that they did cloth, so it's kind of weird. With the character you would want cloth on, you were like, meh, fucking big, heavy cape.
Yeah, Rick, explain the scale situation going on as well. I know a lot of people were bugging, myself included, that a lot of people were saying they're 1/10 scale, but you're saying that it's not as bad as it seems.
No, I mean they're definitely big. You know, I hope no one thinks that they can get their SHF Goku or Figma Saitama and that they're going to match in that type of scale because they're not. These guys are big, but not like too big. They're Marvel Legends size figures. They're not 1/10 because I know NECA will always call themselves 1/10 because you know that generally is what their size is, and they're not as big as NECA figures, but they're also not as small as SHF. They're really in the middle at that Marvel Legends like 1/12-ish scale.
You posted some comparisons too, right, on PMP?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I posted a bunch of comparisons with a Legends figure. I posted with a Goku Black. I posted next to big ass Guillermo del Toro.
Let's see. Okay, so even though these are the slam dunk figures, we're pretty much on the consensus that this is going to be the body that One Punch is going to be. This is a pretty good comparison for scale for what we have. So
yeah, it's going to be very similar at the very least.
He is next to a Goku Black. Yeah, whenever you pop them next to SH Figure Arts, they are pretty big. But yeah, this is a Marvel Legend, and canonically these guys in Slam Dunk are pretty tall. I mean, albeit so it works for them really well.
Mm-hmm.
But for One Punch, maybe not so much. But you could do some some force perspective or some multi-scale displays.
We got any pictures of the bodies without the cloth clothing on it?
The basketball guys?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're out there. I don't.
Yeah, I've never taken them off, but I'm sure somebody has. They're not like pegged on or anything like that. Like removing them wouldn't cause them like harm or anything.
Gotcha. Okay.
They're basically like just bigger body coons. They're really well articulated, like very shockingly well articulated.
Mm-hmm.
That's also another thing that really still makes me hopeful, big or not, or even if they end up bigger than Slam Dunk, it's just that they're so fucking posable, these body molds. It's nuts. I mean, you can even see on Saitama's thigh that it really is like their mold is modeled a lot after Body Kun.
Very much so. Yeah, so I guess let's move on to the Ginyu real quick.
Oh yeah,
let me pull up a pic of our boy Ginyu.
Mighty fucking spicy.
For sure. Yeah, I'm actually extremely excited for this. It's been a long time coming. For sure. Rick, first, I know how you feel, Rick. Boog, what's your gut reaction on these?
I'd buy them. I'd like to expand on the possibilities for displaying the DBZ figures against other villains and shit. So I'd buy them. Just looking at it right here, he looks pretty fucking good to me.
He looks good. Something that a lot of people are pointing out is the strategic text covering up his knees.
Right. I was just about to say that. I was like, that seems a little
purposeful,
a little funny.
Put on with the knees, like
you did it for some reason.
But just looking at him right here, he looks good. I mean, just to have some different color schemes and different options for just displaying Goku fighting other people, I'm down with it. And considering the pace that Figure Arts is moving at, it's a nice quick fix maybe, and maybe it'll be a better high than you have anticipated, really too. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm super excited just for the prospect of a third-party Dragon Ball line, like a full-blown actual figures third-party Dragon Ball line, because you would think that's a no-brainer for a universe as expanded as Dragon Ball.
Right.
Why wouldn't people be doing something like this already? Like we've seen
every fucking thing though. Like, you know what I'm saying? It seems like the only people that have been up on that is Transformers. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, yeah, it's worked exceptionally well for Transformers. And like
David Walton has been saying for so many years, like, why aren't these Chinese companies doing everything else? Like, why isn't there third-party Marvel Legends? Why isn't there third-party DBZ?
Yep, I don't get it either. You'd think. I mean, there is other shit out there though. Like, I guess we're overlooking other shit like Mythic Legions and Articulated Icons who have put out great fillers and shit. You know what I'm saying? For things that are totally supported fine by what they are intended for, but that you can mix and cross with other lines, like the orcs from Mythic Legions. They can go with Thor or fucking Link or like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, a lot of options for sure.
right. So yeah, I'm down with these though. I definitely buy this. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. I'm waiting for somebody to get that shit in hand, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully mine comes super soon. I've had this thing pre-ordered for ever.
whether these companies keep doing more like DBZ things with an established line, or if they go the Dacian route and start giving more licenses nobody's ever done figures, I'm gonna do my best to support this kind of shit because who knows what can come from supporting this stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
There's one thing for sure: these Chinese companies cannot be stopped. There's no way for any of these people to find them and stop them and take them down. So that stuff like that's never gonna happen.
You know what's funny is that what they're doing. Trump likes to conflate shit a lot and fabricate shit and just straight out lie about shit. But the Chinese, we like this shit, but what they're doing is part of the problem that the U.S. is accusing them of doing, of just stealing shit and like, doing little underhanded shit, quick fixes of shit and like quick ways to make their money and shit. But like in this particular instance, it's good for us though. Like,
It's great for the consumer. Yeah, it's great for us right now.
right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
Very much so.
Once you get it, P, then I'll make my decision based on what you say for sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely end up reviewing this no matter. I actually something else I forgot about. I actually got those Super Saiyan Blue heads in actually too from the
Yeah.
same company, Demonical Fit, and they're insane. They're so good.
What was the deal with the red hair for Vegeta?
It's the same thing. It's the same company, so like it's just his regular Super Saiyan God hair,
Okay.
which he'll probably don that form in the new Broly movie too. On the official character sheet for the new Broly movie, they drew like a Super Saiyan God form on it. So
Okay.
hopefully we'll see that in the manga. He's had it in the manga. Like he's used it against Goku Black.
When's the movie dropping?
Literally everywhere else in the world December, but we have to wait a month so we can dub it here.
All right, so 2019 January 1st.
January, yeah. So for sure it's January. It's cool. Like for as much shit as I give for like just the way that American audiences can't handle a Japanese Dragon Ball dub, like the turnaround time for this is nuts. It's great. It's like just 1 month. One thing I will say is there is some news that came out that's pretty negative. The the source of the film we're getting supposedly is like not the final cleaned up version. Because I'm sure we had to Funimation had to get it pretty early so they could start the dubbing process. So it's not like they're gonna get the film in December when it drops in Japan, and they're like, you got a month to dub it. Like they probably already have it now, and they're working on recording lines and stuff. But because of that, they don't have as much time to clean up the animation and stuff like that. And I think in an interview they disclosed that the American version that they're going to show in theaters is going to be a little less polished as the one that they're going to be showing in Japan. But obviously by the time it comes out for like a home release or streaming and stuff like that, it'll be the polished up version, which kind of sucks. But I mean, it is what it is. I think the offset, the trade off is worth it.
I haven't been keeping up, but there is a new season of Dragon Ball Super or whatever they're calling it right now, ongoing right this moment, right?
Well, yeah, it's a new series called Dragon Ball Heroes, which is based off of a card game that's been popular since like 2009 or something.
Gotcha.
But it's not part of the main continuity. It's basically just a commercial for Dragon Ball Heroes.
I saw like an 8-minute episode or something. What was that?
They're all 8 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the first one, but I didn't go back and watch any others yet.
It's interesting because like for me, I think that kind of like offshoot is like perfect for Dragon Ball. Like they came out of the gate saying, "Hey, this isn't the main continuity. It's just some shit we're doing for fun. You know, don't ever get it twisted that this is part of the main."
Play the card game.
I did you open Yoroshi yet? You did,
I
right?
did. Yeah, I actually opened them up yesterday, I think. And did you open yours up?
No, I didn't, but I watched Elvis's review and I was like, fuck, they did a good job on this
Yo,
figures.
this Roshi is crazy. I I was so turned off by his scale at first that I was like kind of like it was easily my one of my least anticipated Dragon Ball SH Figure Arts release of the year. But like having him in hand really turned me around because he is so nice. I can't believe how nice he is.
Yep, really nice. I wanted to know if the if his hands, if you could swap the piece hand with Goku, if the scale would work with that or not, or if it was the same peg or not. That was one thing that I didn't see anybody do. I was just
Well, I actually have it here somewhere, so I'll test that out real quick. Actually, let's see. Is there? Let's go ahead and get some questions going in the chat, and then I guess
yeah,
we'll just
no
wrap it
doubt.
up while I go
Especially,
ahead and figure this out. But yeah, hopefully this Demonical Fit Ginyu ships soon, and then they have plans to do the entire Ginyu Force. Hopefully with this, it has a pretty good. It sells good, and they just do the entire Ginyu Force because like they would have to dedicate literally almost an entire year for SH Figure Arts to roll out the entire Ginyu Force.
yeah,
They're not going to do a pack or anything.
no, no, sir. I'm sitting here looking at this synthetic human figure, man. I think I'm gonna get it. Fuck.
Yeah, 1,000 Toys doesn't fuck around, man.
Yeah, I saw Sal and I saw a couple of other people. Sal, I saw Johnny with it, that picture that he took, and like, everybody that ordered directly from Japan already has theirs. But I see Big Bad Toy Store still has the pre-order join up. So
That the synthetic humans, probably the most articulated figure you'll
yeah,
ever have.
that's,
Pretty nuts.
Yeah, he is really good.
I'm always an advocate for this. Anybody listening, like, any figure like this that you can just like fuck around with constantly and pose, that's how you're gonna actually get better at posing. So, like, what I'm saying? Any of these sort of like highly articulated figures are great tutorials, basically, for you to be a better poser for sure. So,
This peace sign is so small compared to
well,
compared to Roshi's hand. Like it's small. It doesn't even fit in the peg. You could maybe do some multi-scale display, like kind of mess with the angles if you just have like if you at any cost want this peace sign on Roshi, you could probably do like stick it on some glass and then do a forced perspective and just have like his eggless hand in the background and kind of get it, I guess.
mm.
But you got to be like probably like a good 6 inches away to get the scale right if you want to do it.
So what's the consensus? What are we saying about this Roshi as far as the scaling goes? It scales with the Kid Goku
Yeah,
properly?
it scales with Kid Goku and the new Kid Krillin that's coming out.
Okay, so you could
Shockingly, it doesn't scale with Boma. So Boma is going to be in the regular base like Dragon Ball Z SH figure scale. So she'll scale with your adult Goku, your adult Vegeta, which I can see the move with that. But like at the same time, like you would think that they would so if I were doing it, I would release this new Boma in the scale with Roshi and Goku and Krillin. And then eventually down the line, when you do another Boma that's that appears in Dragon Ball Z have that scale with those figures. It's
Right.
just odd that they would release, you know, a Boma from specifically from Dragon Ball, like, and it wouldn't scale with their dedicated Dragon Ball subline. It's just strange.
What's even crazier is that, okay, it's not the same scale. That's fucking annoying. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Okay. But they promote it like it goes with those.
Yeah.
On display, it's always Bulma with Roshi and Kid Goku and now Krillin. Like, if it's not in that scale, why are you constantly like showing her with them?
Yeah, it's odd. It's very odd for sure. This Bulma does drop pretty soon. I think like in the next 2 months. So.
Yeah, she seems like she's going to be really nice still, though.
Yeah, this Bulma looks.
And I mentioned this before too when I had interviewed Rich before he left Bandai. He had made it clear that they were putting a Dragon Ball with 7 of the figures that are going to be coming out over the next couple of years or whatever, so you can get all 7 Dragon Balls. And I guess the locator's coming with Bulma, right? The Dragon Ball locator's coming with Bulma.
Yeah, it should.
Yeah, I mean, she's displayed with it here. But you would think a Dragon Ball would come with her too, and not just a locator. It makes sense.
But yeah, so I like that they were doing that. I like that. I don't know. I like when they it's strategic marketing. It's good. It's good shit. You know what I'm saying? For you, it keeps you invested in the line. So that's cool. I don't know why I was saying that. I forgot why I was even going to say that. But anyway.
Let's see. Brian Carter asked, would you like a Marvel Legends Fantasticar as a build-a vehicle or an ultimate?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. We had an old school one.
I would prefer Ultimate Rider. I think build a vehicle would be kind of annoying.
I mean,
you'd segment the world a little too much.
You'd have to spread that shit out over 2 waves probably if it was a build a vehicle.
Adrian Howard says, I hardly ever hear you guys talk about NECA. Why is that not articulated enough? Fabio is our resident like NECA head. So if anyone's going to talk about NECA, it's going to be Fabio because he's the most like well versed in NECA, and he has like all the facts. So
he's the one. The rest of us are like very, very casual NECA collectors. Like Fabio is that's his go to. Like Legends is my go to. So
yeah, this is bread and butter.
Right.
Yeah, with me it's Dragon Ball SH Figure Arts. Rick, it's shoes with you.
I said it in PNP earlier this week. I would honestly have quite a lot of NECA if it had always been at Target. My area, the Bay Area, I don't know why. We never got good NECA stock ever in any way, shape, or form. There wasn't like scalpers were after it. NECA doesn't resell or anything like that, so that wasn't the case. It was just that we just really had bad distribution with Toys R Us and NECA in my region. So figures not only break, but their figures can sometimes have spotty paint just like any other line.
Yeah, so I'm super selective, but I do have a permanent NECA aliens display in my living room detox though. I have the Queen Alien, I've got all the eggs, I've got the Power Loader, and I've got Ripley and Newt all together.
If I could find the alien figures, I probably would have bought them too. But I want the ability to have them in my hand, to look at them.
Right.
And you know what? Fuck it. Let's say for some reason NECA has closed window boxes. I can't see the figure on the inside. All right. Oh well, at least I could exchange one if it breaks.
Right.
But the fact that I'm going to be spending, $28 on each figure, in the store at least, I want to be able to check paint and I want to be able to return it or exchange it if it breaks. And right now, all we have is buying it on their eBay or their Amazon, which, by the way, they charge you like $15 shipping. So a NECA figure ends up coming up like $50. And I'm not going to pay almost $50 for a NECA figure. I'll never do that now or ever.
I've got the Terminator figure too, and I'll definitely be getting the kid. What's his name? John Connor, yeah. How the fuck could I forget that? Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'll definitely be getting John Connor when he drops too.
Yep.
I know it was rumors for a while that they were going to do a motorcycle for him or a motorcycle for Arnold Schwarzenegger for the Terminator or whatever. I hope they still move forward with that. I would buy that for NECA too.
Yeah, I don't. It was on Sunday of SDCC. People might not know, but Fabio was here at my house
Hell yeah.
on that Sunday. And we were just sitting down talking NECA, and even he was complaining that he actually had not bought much NECA recently either, because when you have to buy it online, you're fucked. You're paying so much for these figures. You're paying as much as an SHF. And I'm not going to do that now or ever. So this Target thing, I really hope it works out.
Yeah,
Although
it works out, no doubt.
I just said earlier that I have not a single head knocker, nothing in my Target. It's a terrible sign so far. I really hope that they fucking roll out soon, because
I think the placement of the section is very strategic. I think it'll work well.
oh yeah, it's a good section.
So hopefully it does pick up steam. Like, yeah, even though like you guys, I actually have a lot of NECA stuff in my collection. Like, I got a lot of their horror stuff. The Pennywise is like super great. I do. Quick apology to Brachiosaurus Rex in advance. I have a couple of their Godzilla stuff. I got a lot of NECA stuff. Like, they're like the love they show for 80s movies, like especially Terminator, like any Arnold Schwarzenegger articulated figure, I'm gonna buy. But like, yeah, like we said earlier, Fabio is our resident NECA head, so he'll definitely have the most accurate, up to date info. So that's why Fabio's not here. Move.
Yeah, he's in the middle of a move, so
That's it. Yeah.
get ready. He won the contest, so
He's coming up.
whatever sort of choosing, he's got a fucking solid hour of talking about whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, he's gonna have his PowerPoint like Cappy, no question about it.
Sure, the NECA cast coming up. True Starscreamer asks, do you think the resurgence of Mega figures will work their way into A.C.B.A?
I don't see why not. I mean, I think anything's pretty much game at this point. I think people are looking for any and everything to kind of be different and do something outside of the box, and stay away from or get away from sort of mundane, repetitive stuff.
I'm gonna buy those fucking Golden Girls. I'll tell you that.
I was thinking about that shit. I think they could make for a lot of funny ass displays.
Yeah, that Betty White, like Betty White and Deadpool, the most dynamic duo of 2009.
Yeah.
Oh man. Brian Carter asks, since Todd isn't here to rage, do you prefer Thing in shorts or pants?
I prefer the shorts.
I prefer the shorts too. He gets really mad, but not as mad as when you give Thing boots.
Yeah,
Oh
that.
my god, he fucking
Then-
hates Thing in boots.
Who's making those boots?
Yeah,
I'd love to go back in time, and even if do you think Todd saw those movies in theaters? But if he did, I'd love to sit next to him and just see his reaction when Thing like had those sneakers, those custom big ass sneakers in that movie. Oh my god,
that's a really good question. I've never asked Todd if he watched those movies in theaters, and if he did, how many people did he murder in that theater?
Which theater are you banned from?
Which theaters in the local California area are you completely banned from? Let us know.
Surprisingly, I didn't. The movie wasn't as terrible. I think we all had the same sort of vibe though when we talked about it sometime. It wasn't as terrible as I expected. It was still bad, but I felt like people were exaggerating a little bit about how bad it was. It just seemed unfinished. It just seemed like, if they would actually put more time and energy into it, it could have been a good flick and shit. But.
Which one are you talking about? The Chris Evans and Jessica Alba one?
No, I'm talking about the most recent one.
I'm with you. There was a lot of very interesting directions they were going.
Right, but they didn't explore the interesting ones.
No, they sure did. I liked the whole idea of like Reed just being in like the fucking Congo and just being like a fugitive, like not even a fugitive, but just like being so disgusted with his powers that he just basically just became like a hermit
Mm-hmm.
and was just like, I'm just gonna live in the fucking jungle, dude. There are a lot of, like you said, a lot of really cool plot lines and like threads that they never delivered on. Like I liked the whole. It almost had like the very beginning where they were kids had like a very wholesome like '80s feel to it, but they never delivered on any of that. Like it was kind of short lived, and then
Even the direction that they took Thing was interesting. That he was mad and being some lapdog for the government where he could take out his frustrations while they quote unquote look for a cure for him.
Yeah.
It made a lot of sense.
It really did, and like it makes sense for his character that the only reason he's doing all this shit is because he puts so much trust into his government that yo man, it's just like just a couple more months of doing this shit and like yo they're gonna find a cure and I'm out of here.
Right.
Yeah, my best friend fucked me over and turned me into this shit. Yeah. This is all I got. All I got is the trust in my government and to be able to take out my rage on something that isn't innocent.
Yeah, it's a real life situation that we see in with real life veterans and shit right now.
Yeah, it honestly feels like they were writing the script and then somebody at Fox went, "Oh fuck. Hey, the fucking license runs out next year if we don't get a movie out." And they're like, "Oh, what are you fucking serious?" They're like, "Yeah, fast track this shit. Cast Killmonger. And that guy that's in bad romantic comedies, that's Mr. Fantastic." And then it's like, oh, fuck it, let's do it. And that's what we got. It felt very rushed. It had good points. Even what they did with Doctor Doom wasn't terrible. If they'd done it better, but it did turn out terrible. But it could have not been terrible. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
had they taken the-
there was actually a lot of very interesting behind the scenes, like kind of like drama going on with the director of that movie. Did any of you guys like hear about that or any stuff like that?
Oh, please explain.
Yeah, so like the director is the guy who did Chronicle, and he had never like the biggest movie he had done is Chronicle. So there was a lot of drama going on behind the scenes, saying that he supposedly he was like very overwhelmed and stuff like that. He didn't have like, and he kind of like underestimated the project he was taking on, and he kind of had kind of like a breakdown on set about just one day with like the studio like trying to mess with his idea. Like he had a whole script and the studio came in, revised his script, and I think and like the stuff that survived in the final edit of the script is all that really interesting, all those really interesting nuggets that we were talking about earlier. But the final revision of the script was all like, yo, at the end of the movie, just stick him on this planet, just have him throw shit, I guess. Let's just wrap it up, please. And then at the end, let's put him in a building that's not necessarily like, their towers. It was just fucking weird. But yeah, you can definitely tell in the final product that there was a very huge internal struggle going on with the movie. Just how it shifts immediately in like the end of the second act or the end of the third act. Like it just, the whole tone of the movie just shifts. Like you were saying, Bug, they started a lot of really cool shit at the beginning, and then it just kind of trickled off, and then just kind of did like a classic, very cookie cutter Hollywood ending.
Yeah, I remember that's how I found that out. That the director came out and was like, why they were fucking rushing me was because that the license was going to run out if they didn't. The license was going to revert back if they didn't make a film. So they were rushing me and they were taking so many things out. I remembered that. I didn't know about the breakdown though. That is crazy and terrible to hear.
Yeah, it's
like I'm sure if you look up that guy's directorial IMDb right now, it's like nothing since then. The kind of thing that scars you, and it's just like, well, fuck, I don't think I want to do this.
Yeah, and I remember I was extremely excited when that movie was first, and when Josh Trank was attached to that movie, because Chronicle is one of my top films, like especially in the superhero genre. That's such a good movie, so great. Yeah, he's Not done much since he's done Fonzo, whatever the fuck that is. Unfortunate, but
What are you talking about? The cinematic masterpiece Fonzo?
only a kid.
Undeniable classic Fonzo?
Adrian has has a really interesting question, or a cool question. Are your significant others okay and supportive of your toy collecting? Rick, let's. I don't know if you're dating anyone right now, but have you dated people that like? I don't know. What's the situation with you? What's going on with your love life? So how's your love life?
Thank you, Dr. Phil. I don't personally date anyone. Like I have no person that I call a girlfriend. Although like anybody else, I have women I hang out with and whatnot. I don't like dating anyone because it's a pain in the ass. They cost too much money.
Whoa.
Gotta worry about things. It's too much for me.
Rick reclaiming the throne.
I don't know. I don't. It's not for me right now. At least, like I had like every single year of my high school life, I was dating someone, and in college when those like 2 years that I went, I just had fucking enough of it. And it's not like somebody broke my heart or anything. In fact, my last person that I dated was like obsessed with me. That's another story.
Maybe another podcast.
It's just not for me right now. I don't know. I don't think anybody would have a problem with it. My best friend actually that lives like really close to Fabio now. They moved to LA. He's had a shitload of girlfriends and he collects just as much as I do, and he's never had a problem with it. So
have you ever have you ever brought anybody over and what's the general reaction when you bring these girls over?
They're mostly like, fuck, this looks like the set of like a nerdy YouTube show. Like I remember one of them was like, "Oh my god, this looks like The Nerdist."
Oh god.
And I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Well, it's not.
it's not." I remember.
Let me tell you this. There's a big reason why like if you go down to LA, you'll meet a lot of guys that are into comics and stuff like that whose girlfriends are insanely into anime. And it's because when you watch anime, like everybody buys shit for anime. Like nobody watches anime and just
doesn't buy merch.
And doesn't buy merch. So when they see like your huge shelf of books of like graphic novels, or they see a DTOF, they don't ever question it. It's just super easy to transition that way. Or with cosplayers, because cosplayers are even more insane than collectors about making things and photo shoots and shit. You can bridge the gap. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that have problems with their significant others, and I even have friends who have problems with their significant others, but I don't know. I could never personally not date a nerd. I don't know.
Personal pref.
Yeah,
personal preference. You gotta be into something. You gotta be huge into Harry Potter. So you gotta be fucking big.
You live with someone and you have your own space to kind of do your own thing as far as your hobby. That helps. You know what I'm saying? Having more space. If you live in a house or live in someplace where you have your little nerd cave or some shit like that, that helps. But I don't feel like I've ever dated anyone that was like turned up their nose to it. Most people were just really surprised by it with me. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't really had any issues.
Yeah, my wife is like super supportive of it. She thinks it's super cool. She's come to events and she's helped with camera work for A.C.B.A. So like,
no doubt. So that tell you some shit, right?
Yeah. So shout out to my wife. Love her.
What a woman.
Let's take one more question. I gotta do some shit over here, man. I gotta get out of here. We never talked about the Guardians of the Galaxy situation. I guess we'll save that for next week.
Yeah. If it's a pretty slow week next week, I think we should go over Comic-Con trailers too, because we didn't touch on any of that shit.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that, and let's talk about the James Gunn situation.
It's good that we've waited actually, because there's some shit still developing with
I was
James
just about to say that. It's still developing anyway, so let's talk about it when it actually sort of comes to a head, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. And there's no real question, so I guess we can just wrap it up.
I have a question for you, Punch.
Let's go.
Pancho, how many people in your life saw your last name and said Joshi?
So many people.
Been eating away at me. I thought about it the other day and I was like, man, I wonder if people throughout Pancho's life said, hey, Pancho Joshi and not Joshi. I just naturally thought Joshi, but I was like, hey, that kind of looks like the name Josh.
Yeah, well, it also looks like Yoshi. So
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
know
God,
what's
Pancho
interesting?
Yoshi.
You know what's very interesting? My wife and I actually had a very serious conversation when we got married. I was like, hey, how about, what would you think if we just said, fuck Joshi? Let's just go by Yoshi. You ever think that? I was like, who's going to stop us? I'm like, I'm the only child. Like, whatever.
You're not gonna have a brother that's gonna detest, like, hey, you're fucking up the family name, little bro.
Yeah, exactly.
We're Joshis.
Yeah, my colleagues, I have a colleague at work. She calls me Joshi all the time. I mean, it doesn't bug me. I don't give a shit. Whatever.
yeah, could you imagine if you was in the military, how they'd be fucking up your name
Oh
every time?
God. Yeah, when I was in school, so my full name is pretty long. Classic Filipino, long ass fucking. I have two first names. I got a dash in between. I got Pancho Omar, and then I got a long ass middle name that's also my mom's maiden name, and then my fucking last name is weird. When I was in school, when I came to America and we did all those standardized tests on those fucking bubble sheets or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no room to write my entire name. It was crazy. And my dad had a job where like we moved around a lot, so like I would like just be introduced to a new classroom like all the time, and they just butcher my name. It was crazy. Unbelievable. And quick funny story about that is like when I came to South Carolina, quick shout out to South Carolina, one of my favorite states. When the teacher was introducing me, that she was like, "Hey, this is Pancho Joshi. You moved here from where?" And I was like, "Just moved here from Oregon." And then like, "Oh, that's very nice." And the kid in the back of the class, arguably one of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever met in my life, just goes, "Yeah, why don't you go back to China or wherever you're from, wherever the fuck Oregon is?" And I was like,
Oh my God, are you fucking serious?
100%. I was like, "Yeah, I guess this is my life now in South Carolina."
Wow. Jesus
The best.
Christ.
To his credit, we weren't. I mean, this was like middle school, so I guess.
Wow. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I guess that's really it. To wrap up that question, like, you know, my wife crazy down with it, so
Yeah, no question.
Pep is fucking
She's got her own.
she's one beat.
She's got her own sort of hobby situation too, as far as like the makeup goes and shit. Like she
sure.
collects makeup in the same type of way that we collect figures. Like there's always these exclusives, and it's literally the same sort of deal. Like, you know what
Help
I'm
me
saying?
get this exclusive palette.
Right. Like she was literally. She's going to an event in a couple weeks where they give like these crazy swag bags and shit. And she was just telling me today, "Hey, you should come with me so I can get an
That
extra
too.
bag." You know what I'm saying? Same shit that we do. So
Best mentality.
I know you're not doing anything because I live with you.
Right.
Come and help me get this money. Try to put that bitch on eBay. I'm already making the list.
I asked if I had to be a little flamboyant and dress up and shit.
Do I have to wear like the costume that I wore where I was acting like I was Fresh Prince 2 years ago? I got like the crazy animal print. Is that what I gotta wear to this event?
That would be pretty funny if I did that and filmed that shit.
Next main course.
Right. No.
Boog is Will.
Fuck out of here, man. What's going on right now is I just put up the
face review.
The winners for the drawings for the Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive thing and the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure Wave. The person who won the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure Wave already claimed it, so he's good to go. That'll be going out to him tomorrow. Shout out to him. I think that was Roberto, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's who won that. And Cutouts are shipping this week, so look out for that. Anybody who ordered cutouts.
Yeah, I saw a few people this week asking, "Where are the cutouts?"
Right, yeah, it's been a little while, but we were waiting to get it all done. So, and follow me on Instagram. I've been doing some drawings on my own on Instagram. I kind of broke away from some of the groups that do that sort of thing, and I said, "Fuck it, I can
Myself.
freelance
I'll do
do
myself.
this shit for myself." And it's been pretty good. So shout out to anybody who participated in that. I've already
I was actually gonna message. I was gonna message you this week to tell you that Instagram is doing really, really well right now with raffles.
Okay, so there you have it.
Just non-toy related. I follow these fashion people that have been raffling off sneakers and like vintage clothing and are doing like incredibly well. So it's there.
All right. So there you have it. So yeah, I already filled Mezco Batman Beyond. I'll be doing another one of those, so look out for that. I filled Red and Green Ranger from SH Figure Arts, and I might have another pair of those. And there's a Roshi that's a few slots away from being filled right now. And I'll be doing another Batman Beyond. So, look out for that stuff. It's a good opportunity for you to win something for $3 or $6 or something like that, something that's $60 or $90 or $100 or whatever the case may be. So I'm not going nuts with a lot of slots. I'm trying to make the odds good, and so everybody feels good about it. So that's that. And I should have a few more reviews, overviews. I want to set up my Dora Milaje. I got a diorama that I need to pay for from my man Chris Lyons. I got something coming in again from Ron that I want to put on my channel. So look out for that. And that's pretty much it.
So for me, not much. Just making my way through awesome acrylic auras in the final stages, painting them up. Expect orders within the next week, or expect shipment in the next week or two. They're coming for sure. Hitting me up this week for an. That's what's going on with those. I got a couple of things in the works. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw my story. I'm kind of working on something else that hopefully might make it to a stage. Hopefully, maybe we'll see. But that's basically it. Hopefully, when this demonical fit Ginyu eventually ships and comes, I'll be reviewing him for sure. Kind of dabbling with the idea of reviewing those heads. Not really sure, but we'll figure it out. But that's it for me.
All right, so we right at the 45-minute mark at the top of the hour. So we getting out of here. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back next week, I'm sure. Like I said, I want to dive into some of these other deeper issues and nerd collecting and toy community and all of that good stuff. So as always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell down there. And until next time, peace.